As we finally reach the end of the interview preliminaries, the final 11 girls are ready to go on stage and pour out their hearts and souls. Remember, ladies, according to the Learning Journey program, you control the question. Make it about you and always be the best version of yourself with wit, radiance, and composure. Good luck, and let's begin.
Hello po, Direk. Hi, Sir Mario. Hi, Sir Jonas.
So, you have 30 seconds per question and may magwawala kapag lumagpas ka sa 30 seconds.
Okay.
Magugulat ka na lang.
Okay.
Ibang direct.
Okay, see ya.
First, tell us something about yourself.
Hello, everyone. I am Maria Niña Soriano. I'm the fifth child, the youngest girl out of 6 siblings. And I am actually an athlete, a swimmer at heart, and I also do fencing. I'm also a dancer, specifically in hip-hop. And I love to express myself through arts. And recently, last December, I started my vlog, my YouTube channel, which I'm very proud of. I do makeup vlogs, beauty, and I really love the fact that I'm able to pursue my vlogging because of all the learnings I have here in Discovered.
What is one beautiful word in your local language, Pangasinan? Panggalusok?
Yes.
And what does it mean?
Magana. It actually means beautiful. And I chose it because everyone is beautiful in their own way, as we all know. We may not see it right away, but deep down it's there. It's just a matter of time that we discover the beauty inside of everyone.
Next question. What is that one learning experience that you had as a child that made so much impact on you?
Growing up, we were always taught to be compassionate, to show love through actions and not so much words. I grew up in a traditional Filipino family wherein my parents are strict and all we had to do was serve them. We were taught to be compassionate in that way, and now I'm able to apply that with this platform in Miss Universe Philippines. It just comes naturally for me to help other people and to be empathetic.
What about during this pandemic? What was the most important lesson that you learned?
I learned that our material possessions aren't really everything because we're stuck at home. We don't really get to drive our fancy cars or spend as much money. Of course, money is important. We need it to sustain our life. However, I learned that it's mostly the presence of God in our life. We are given so many months to bask ourselves in His love, and it's really my advocacy to spread awareness about His love. It will guide us.
If you will, how do you plan to help your community?
Of course, we should support local. And in my province, we have a lot of variety of products from produce like fish, the gupan, if you've heard of that po. Our milkfish there is very famous. We also have puto kalashao. And the other products. I would want to advertise it and bring it to the cities so that more and more people will be enticed to visit our province and meet the wonderful people there as well.
What color do you think symbolizes the phenomenal woman?
Definitely purple. It is the color of royalty, and a phenomenal woman is a queen at heart. She doesn't have to wear a crown. She knows who she is, and she stands on what she believes in. That's why I believe the color purple is perfect for her because it's very powerful and it really strikes your eyes when you see it.
Okay, work from home is something that you hear every now and then,
Yes.
or very often,
Yes.
right? And it's part of the new norm. So what do you think are the skills needed for this so-called workplace of the future?
We have to be resourceful. And by doing that, we should make use of what we have at home. For myself, I resigned for my Miss Universe Philippines pageant, and I see my siblings, I help them to make use of the space we have at home, and it's very important so that we get to save money as well, and we get to exercise our creative juices.
What is a specific spot? Given a chance, just name one spot or one place in Pangasinan, whether it's man-made or natural, and you'd like to promote it in the world, what would it be?
It would be Bolinao. A lot of people might have heard of it but haven't been there. It's like our Boracay in Pangasinan, and it's really beautiful, serene, and peaceful. It's perfect for this time of pandemic wherein we just want to stay calm, be able to reflect in our life, and whenever I'm there, I always feel at peace.
Well, you mentioned support local earlier. You know, there's a hashtag now, love local.
Yes.
So what other local products do you want to promote and why?
In my province po.
From your province.
My national director, Sir Milton, he has a line of bangkwang bags. It's proudly handmade and sourced all from our province. And I'd really want to support him by spreading word about it. And I've already modeled his bags as well. So that's one way I could help him as well. And I also want to partner with him so I could bring it here in Manila because my siblings are based here in Manila. So we could sell it for him here.
Okay, last question is what's one thing you think young people like you should focus on?
We should focus on being ourselves. Because just like in this pageant, I've learned to be myself and not really to think of if you all will judge me on being myself, you know, but not to really put a facade because it really messes everything up. And I believe that it empowers you when you embrace your true, authentic self.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much po.
Okay, right now we are with Miss Parañaque. Miss Parañaque, how are you doing right now?
Hi, I'm doing good. I'm a little shaky. I don't know if it's because it's cold or if I'm nervous, but I'm looking forward to this. I've prepared and I feel ready.
Nice color.
Thank you so much.
So you have 30 seconds to answer each question.
Okay.
And then you will hear a bell. After the
Alright.
30 seconds. A very loud bell.
Okay.
Louder than Lola. Relax lang. Okay. Tell us something about yourself.
Hi, my name is Ysabella Rojas Ysmael, but you may call me Bella as everybody else does. You may know me as a ballerina. I am also a psychology major and I'm very passionate about mental health. But I would say I'm also somebody who burns with a fire inside. And I think this is not expected of me because I look very calm and collected all the time. I look shy sometimes. And I say that because I'm somebody who just burns with her own fire, and I'd say that's my strength. I see.
So whenever Tagalog ka, what is one beautiful word in your language and what does it mean?
Well, I speak Tagalog, and one of my favorite words is actually kilig. Because this is something that we can't really explain in English. There's a similar word, it's called giddy. But there's no explanation or no feeling like kilig. And it's something that I feel every time I take a step here, every time I feel like I'm so beautiful and confident. And it's something that I'd like to make people feel also when they meet me.
Lagi akong pinipilit. Talaga. Konting kurot lang kinikilig. Marupok. Giri. Alright. What is that one learning experience that you had as a child that made so much impact on you?
I grew up dancing ballet because I started at 4 years old. And one of the most important things that I've learned is to learn how to be yourself in every situation that you're put in. So this is actually my first national pageant, so it's new to me. However, as we've gone through the different challenges, I've learned how to apply it to myself in the situation, and I've learned how to grow and to shine as Ysabella Ysmael. That's the beauty that I've learned as a child in ballet, where you have techniques, but you learn your own art, you learn your own style.
What about during this pandemic? What is the most important lesson that you learned?
During the pandemic, admittedly, of course, it wasn't easy for any of us. However, I was able to actually connect with myself. And as a beauty queen, you would expect somebody to be confident, to know exactly who she is, but it's not always the case. I was able to take time to meditate. I was able to take time to listen to myself. And I realized the value of knowing who you are. And I'm able to take that with me to today. You know, my outfit, this is me. It's pink, it's floral, it's ballet-ish, but you know, I feel very confident as myself, and I'm proud of that.
So Ysabella, if you win, how do you plan to help your community?
Well, I am very, very passionate about the mental health community, and I have a few people who are very close to me who go through mental illnesses. One of the things that I've learned is that it's not just those who suffer with the sickness who have a hard time, but it's also their families. And I would love to partner up with an organization and probably create a program or maybe support groups, not just for the person who's sick, but for their families, how they can cope, how they can help each other out, and how they can take care of themselves as well, because it's not easy, and we need to help each other out.
What color do you think symbolizes the phenomenal woman?
I would say blue. Blue, I know to be royal blue. I would say it's something that is so strong. It comes out confident and strong. However, it's also very warm, it's inviting, and it's something that you can trust. That's how I see the color blue. And a phenomenal woman is somebody who's confident in herself, is somebody who is calm, but is also somebody that you can trust to represent you, to tell your story. And that's why if I were to be the phenomenal woman, I would wear blue in everything.
Working from home is now part of the new norm. So what do you think are the skills needed in this so-called workplace of the future?
Actually, I would say it's knowing how to rest and to take breaks. Working from home, we have less boundaries. We have the bedroom and then the workplace, and that's difficult. This is something that we can take even after the pandemic, even when we can go back to the normal life. We can take the learning how to rest, knowing when to listen to your body, knowing when it's time for a break. Because this will help us do better, this will help us develop, and this will help us understand ourselves even more.
If there's one spot or one place, whether man-made or natural, that you want to promote in Parañaque, what would that be?
In Parañaque, there's this place called the El Pipichea, and it's actually a bird sanctuary, and there are a lot of mangroves there too. It's very good for the environment, and I would love to promote that because I think it's very underrated, especially in Parañaque City. We're more focused on the modern side, but I think I would like to take everybody back to the traditional Parañaque, to the natural Parañaque. That's something that I would definitely talk about more, something that I would even visit, and right now it's being worked on, so hopefully when that's done, I can do more work there.
You know there's a campaign now to hashtag Love Local.
Yes.
So I'd like to know what local products you want to promote and why.
I would love to promote the binka. It's a food from Parañaque. It's a rice dessert, and it's one of the best rice desserts I've ever tried. And you know, I'm Filipina. I was born and raised in Parañaque, but I just tried it earlier this year. It was something revolutionary, and I think a lot of people should try it out because not only is it, you know, it's delicious, but it's also full of culture. You can see the hard work that's put into it. You can see the Filipino culture that's in it, and I think that's something that we should be proud of, especially me as a Parañaqueña.
Well, one last question for you is what is that one thing you think that young people should focus on?
I would say young people should focus on their mental health. I'm very happy to see that it's something that is becoming more popular. It's a trend. However, when the trend fades, I would love for them to continue on with taking care of their mental health. It's something that I do every day, and I'm not perfect. Nobody is. And I would love for the younger ones to know that. As they grow up, as they go through different struggles and challenges, it's important to make sure that we are mentally stable.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bedroom boys. Bedroom
Very graceful, like a ballerina.
I hope I calmed you all. Thank you.
Okay, right now we are with Miss Pasay. Who is your number one inspiration coming into today?
My mom. It's her birthday today, so I'm really inspired, and I really want to show her that all the sacrifices we've made for the longest months is finally coming to a close, and I'm super happy that I'm here. Nag-heels ako ng matindi. Para size 12, Mama J. Pwede niyong hiramin if you want. Pwede.
Anyway, 30 seconds lang po.
Alright.
Alam ko madaldal ka, pero may 30 seconds lang tayo.
I will, Mama J. I'm Zandra Nicole Santa Maria. I'm representing the gateway to the Philippine Islands, Pasay City.
Okay, tell us something about yourself in 30 seconds.
My name is Sandra. They call me Nikki. mga kababata ko. And something that everyone doesn't know about me is I play the ukulele. Whenever I play the ukulele, I started playing because I broke up with my first boyfriend. And then I wanted to move on, a distraction. So that's the reason why I played the ukulele. Eventually, I moved on from playing the ukulele. Then I was bringing it in all of my layovers. I was creating songs. And actually, during this pandemic, I was also able to create a song. It's called Simbolana, wherein I wanted people to realize, all right.
So, sa Tagalog, language mo Tagalog, what's
Yes,
one beautiful word in your language and what does it mean?
Salamat. Salamat is one of the most beautiful words that I guess is not often said to a lot of people. We fail to appreciate the people around us. Even those people who would give us a water or a drink, sometimes we just say, but it's important that we learn how to appreciate people. As a flight attendant who works in the industry of service, I really appreciate people whenever they say that, hey, thank you, I really appreciate your work. And this is something that we should be telling to the children. Strict si Direk.
Sabay-sabay naman tayo.
All right.
Alright, third question. So, what is that one learning experience of yours as a child that made so much impact on you?
One of the greatest learning experience that I had as a child, I went to this place in an Aita community. And then I had this kid who said, Ate, bibigyan kita ng mangga, kuha na kita sa puno. And then when I was there, the kid came back with a full smile on his face and he said, Ate, ito na yung mangga. And then he came back to me. What I said was, magkano to? When I said magkano to, from a full smile, he frowned. Because he said, di ko naman yan binibenta, binibigay ko yan sa'yo. And then from then on, that's it.
What about during this pandemic? What was the most important lesson?
The most important lesson that I've learned from this pandemic was I learned that I can push myself to the limits. Even if I have my own personal struggles, emotionally, financially, physically, I was struggling with my health. I learned that if I wanted to survive, if I had my goals aligned with me, I'll be able to push it through. And I think one of the greatest things that I didn't lose is my spirituality. And especially that it was powered by my family, who was completely there all the time, supporting me and guiding me all throughout. And this is my greatest learning.
Pasay, if you win, how do you plan to help your community?
If I win, I will continue and strive to tell them about starting conversations. Because right now, us Miss Universe, we always want to start becoming a spokesperson, but we forget that they also have a voice. They want to tell us something, and we want to experience it firsthand. It's important that we start to become conversationalists, and I want to expand the platform from just becoming a spokesperson. I want to start conversations wherein these people will be able to talk about their struggles, because it's important that we live in a reality where we'll be able to see and feel their pains.
What color do you think symbolizes the phenomenal woman?
I guess the color that symbolizes a phenomenal woman is whatever you feel you are most confident about. And when you walk on that stage, whatever you see, whatever you feel, if you walk with confidence, confidence is the color that makes you proud of who you are.
Working from home is now part of the new norm.
Yes.
So what do you think are the skills needed in this so-called workplace of the future?
I guess working from home, you really have to be able to set aside a place in your home wherein you don't get distracted. Coming from my mom, who works as a teacher and she was working at home, we have to have a certain place in the house wherein she doesn't get distracted. But at the same time, you also need your family to help you, because my mom is a senior, she's not accustomed to using technology. So she would always tell us, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? So I guess you still need a lot of people around you to be able to work with the new normal and working from home.
If there is one spot or place in Pasay City that you would like to promote in the world, whether it's natural or man-made, what would it be?
That would be Mall of Asia. To be able to build Mall of Asia in the waters, it's tremendously amazing. And I think because of the Miss Universe platform, they were able to see my tourism video and they were able to see more about Pasay. There is something more to Pasay City. We have the Resorts World where even on layovers for foreigners, if they just get by and cross runway Manila, they'll be able to experience different kind of cuisines in Resorts World. If they have more time, they could watch a play. We have Ang Huling El Bimbo.
There's a movement that's called the hashtag Love Local.
Yes.
So I'd like to ask you, what local products do you want to promote and why?
If there's a local product that I guess Pasay has, it's experiential tourism. We have a lot in Mall of Asia, wherein we'll be able to experience the Pyro musical. We'll be able to experience a lot of entertainment in Mall of Asia. Likewise, as I said earlier, we have Ang Huling El Bimbo, which is proudly Filipino, made songs from our local band. And I was able to watch it. I was able to experience a tremendous amount of connection with the story of Ligaya. And this is something that we could share to people.
The last question is, what's one thing you think young people should focus on?
I guess one thing that people should focus on is respect. Right now, children tend to not respect elderly because of the differences in the generation. We tend to, oh, this is me, I want to be more active, I want to be open. And the elderly would say, no, this is something that we should do. I know better because I know. This is how we learn how to respect each other. We need to know they have experienced this. We are experiencing this right now. If we'll be able to come in a common ground where we will be able to understand each generation, we'll be able to thrive as a community.
Thank you, Zandra.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Maraming salamat po.
Okay, so here we are again with Miss Pasay. Was 30 seconds enough for you to bring out all your ideas?
No, the buzzer was always on beat, and I feel that I was able to explain most the forward part of my interview, and then later on, I think it was just a little fillers for me. So I think I did great.
Okay, good afternoon.
So, 30 seconds per question. Relax ka naman, hindi ka hinihingal.
Wait lang. Medyo, ang bilis ng heart ko. Workout. Okay.
Agad-agad yun. Something about yourself.
Okay. All right, so hi everyone, good afternoon. My name is Riana Agatha Pangindian. I'm 24 years old and I'm proudly representing Pasig City. Right now, I'm a licensed professional teacher and I work as a model on the side. During this pageant, one thing that I discovered about myself is I'm a good baker. So I started a small business. I call it Tiny Oven, and I sell Yanana cakes. So it's actually banana cakes, but I incorporated my name with it.
What is one beautiful word in Tagalog and what does it mean to you?
One beautiful word in Tagalog? Maganda. The word in itself for me, may it be a person or a thing, pag sinabi nating maganda, it really encompasses everything, not just the physical aspect. I think there's more to beauty than what we see. There's so much more than what our eyes can see. And more than that, I think that with our wisdom and the love that we can give to people is what makes us beautiful.
Okay, what is that one learning experience that you had as a child that made so much impact on you?
One learning experience I had when I was a child was really not to compare myself. Growing up, I was a bit insecure and I really wanted to find friends that I can, be comfortable with and I can call my friends. But unfortunately, I experienced bullying along the way, but then I realized that it's really important not to compare myself and to know who I am and be that friend to them. Whether or not they're going to be a friend to me, I should be that friend to them and just give them the love and support that they need.
During this pandemic,
Yes.
the greatest lesson for you?
Yes. The greatest lesson that I learned during this pandemic was to really value human connection. I really miss my friends during this pandemic, during this quarantine life. I realized that I took for granted the many times that we were together. Instead of using my phone, I should have talked to them, listened to them more, hugged them. And also, I learned that I can be grateful for the little things as well. So it's really important to always be thankful and be grateful for what we have now, especially our family. So that's what I really enjoyed about this pandemic.
if you win, how do you intend to help your community?
As a licensed professional teacher, I have been trained to really convey an information to people in a way that they will understand. And so if I win Miss Universe Philippines, I will use that experience to send a message of hope and send a message of love to people that I will be in close contact with. And I would love to partner with organizations, especially in the education sector, to really provide them what they need, especially in Pasig as well. And I'm really happy that our mayor is actually doing initiatives for it too.
What do you think is a color that symbolizes phenomenal woman?
Oh, the color that symbolizes phenomenal woman for me, can it be more than one? I think the Philippine flag colors really symbolizes a phenomenal woman. For me, I'm actually wearing yellow because ever since I went here for the pageant, I've been really happy, and I just want to show that to people that I'm really having an beautiful time here in Miss Universe Philippines, and also our creativity, our passion, especially red, that reminds me of passion, and I really want to show to people that.
Work from home is now part of the new norm. Working from home is now part of the new norm. So what are the skills that you think are needed in this so-called workplace of the future?
Right. I think one skill that people working from home should develop is the skill of being honest and vulnerable. I think it's important that we become honest of how we feel. If we're not feeling okay, it's okay to admit that and ask for help from people that we love, people that we trust, and allow ourselves to get up from that situation and process things and just work from there, work with what we have. And also, I think we also have to be innovative. Thank you.
If there's one spot or place in Pasig City,
Yes.
whether it's man-made or natural, that you'd like to promote in the world, what would it be?
Ooh, I think one place in Pasig City that rarely is being talked about is the Rave, or Rainforest Adventure Park. So we actually have a rainforest park within the metro, and I've been there. It's really relaxing. You can bring your whole family, even your friends there, and enjoy the weekend together. And there are a lot of activities like zip lining, there's swimming pool, there's a zoo, there's a butterfly garden. So there's so much that Pasig City can offer, and one of them is Rave.
There's a campaign that's called #LoveLocal.
Yes.
What local products do you want to promote?
Right. In Pasig City, there are a lot of products that we can promote, one of which is the bags that are made of plastic Tetra Packs, that they make it into bags. So it's something that I really appreciate, because I remember in college we actually had a project like that, the Zero Waste Management Project. And knowing that Pasig City has that kind of project as well, I really would love to promote that to people and really value reusing our plastics, because we only have us in this world.
Last question for you, Riana, is what do you think young people like you should focus on?
I think young people like me should focus on people, like really valuing people. I think more than anything that we can have here in this earth, it is our relationships with one another. It is our family, our friends that we should put value in. And I hope that young generation like me would really realize that and see the importance of knowing who they are and being there for people and really uplifting one another, because that's what we need right now. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Miss Quezon City, how are you doing right now?
Hi Brian, I'm doing really good. I started my day with a good workout, so I'm feeling really empowered right now. After a good workout, I feel back to myself. I hope everybody is doing well, despite the amount of girls you've interviewed. Laban. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Michelle Teresa Imperial Gumabao, and I'm representing Quezon City.
So you have 30 seconds to answer each question. Tell us more something about it.
As everybody knows, I'm a professional athlete, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an advocate, I'm a motivational speaker. And all of this came from my experiences of being a volleyball player. I've learned so much, I've grown so much, and that is one of my biggest advantages coming into this pageant.
What is one beautiful word in Tagalog, and what does it mean?
Maganda! It means beautiful. beautiful. I love that word because it represents each woman, each Filipina, and it says a lot about our culture. I hope that we all learn to encourage our women and to lift them up, to be confident and to be empowered.
What is that one learning experience that you had as a child that made so much impact on you?
I have been highly supported by my parents, and what they taught me is to encourage others, to support others, to work with others. That's why it benefited me as a team player playing sports, and it also benefited me joining beauty pageants because you represent an organization. Working with them, collaborating with them, and being a spokesperson, you have to know how to encourage other people. That is one of the most valuable lessons that my parents has imparted on me.
What about during this pandemic? What is the greatest lesson that you learned?
One of the greatest lessons during this pandemic, among a lot, is to be generous. I learned how to be generous not only with my words, by checking up on people, but also with my time. I have spent my time putting up an organization called Your 200 Pesos. We were able to serve thousands of families, not only in Metro Manila, but in the nearby provinces. I learned that if more people are generous, then less people will become hungry, less people will struggle, and we will have a more united Philippines.
Quezon City, if you win, what do you plan to do more for your community?
I have been working a lot for sports. I have been part of different organizations of the government. But if I do win Miss Universe Philippines, I do know that the role is to represent the organization. I'm willing to learn more about the advocacy of Miss Universe Philippines, to work with them, to empower women, and to believe and stand by all the values that they also believe in.
What color do you think represents the phenomenal woman?
Green represents a phenomenal woman. Aside from it being the color of life, in my experience, it is the color of champions. I graduated from De La Salle University with 3 championships in my back, and I know that this is a color that inspires and empowers and shows off a strong and confident, phenomenal woman. I'm biased. Allow me to be.
Okay, so you've been hearing the word working from home nowadays.
Yes, Bob.
So what do you think are the skills needed nowadays in what you call the workplace of the future?
I work from home as an athlete. We cannot have physical trainings. And one of the most important values that I've learned is to be disciplined. Nobody is watching you. Nobody is telling you what to do. You have to know what it takes to become better. And that is my goal every single day. And it takes so much discipline to wake up in the morning, to set a schedule, despite not having physical work and not being able to report to a physical office. It's very important for children, for workers, and for office mates in general.
If there is one spot in Quezon City, whether natural or man-made, that you'd like to promote in the world, what would it be?
Super dami dire. Quezon City Circle, I must say. It was one of the most popular landmarks of Quezon City. But more than that, it's a place that I've been to ever since I was young. And recently, because of the pageant, I was able to visit and film there. And I've seen how much they preserved it, the culture, the beauty. And you can see so much. The Tomb of Manuel L. Quezon, the Philippine Car Museum, if you haven't visited, is a definite must place to go.
There's a campaign because it's called #LoveLocal.
Yes, Pop.
So what local products do you want to promote?
We all know Quezon City is popular for the celebrities. Our main product is people, entertainment. But in this journey for Miss Universe Philippines, I'd really like to promote garments and textile. If you are not familiar with Kamuning Textile Market, it's very popular and a lot of people go. And I know that with our everyday activities, being a Miss Universe Philippines candidate, I can showcase the different designers and the different products from my own city.
Last question for you is, what's one thing that you think young people should focus on? Young people like you.
Young people should focus on their dreams. And to achieve those dreams, you have to prepare yourself and equip yourself. Keep on learning, keep on growing, keep on taking risks. But at the end of the day, our dreams are our own. And no matter how much people criticize you or put you down, you have to empower yourself first before you want to empower others.
Thank you. Thank you. Very nice.
Thank you.
The Kamuning Market is so famous for fashion, Filipino fashion.
Yes, because when people think about Quezon City, instantly it's GMA, ABS, Artistas, but we have a lot of designers in Timog alone, and that's because they're close to Kamuning, the resource for textile.
May mga pagawaan din sa community.
Suits,
You can
yung
have
friends ko suits.
Yes.
Thank you po. Have a great day. Thank you. I love Q&A. I love being asked questions, especially if it's about myself and my city. I'm very proud of my hometown, so it was a very easy and casual interview today.
Thank you. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Ako po si Faye Dominic Davesa, representing Quezon Province.
Pwede mag-Tagalog, pwede mag-Tagalog,
Yes.
pwede mag-English, pwede huminga muna kasi hinihinga.
Opo, hininga ako pag akit ng stairs. Yes. Okay na po.
So 30 seconds lang each.
Okay po. Yes.
Tell us something about yourself.
Tell me, ako, when I was born, tinatawag nila, nung nakita ko ni mami ko, sabi niya, ay, parang napalitan yung anak ko. Kasi po, maitim ako nung bata pa ako. Pero, yung lolo ko nagtiwala sa akin. First, yung nakita po niya ako, sabi niya sa akin, ay, gaganda pa yan. So, sobrang positive na lolo ko. Kaya naman, no 7th birthday, ang request niya po sa akin, ang wish niya sa akin, sabi niya, ate, gusto ko sumali ka na Miss Universe Philippines. And that's why I am here. I am... Ay, tapos na yun? Wait lang po, may sasabihin pa ako. Ay, ganun lang pala kabilis. Oo, so, hindi ko pala yung ending ko. Okay.
What is one beautiful word in your language, which is Tagalog? And what does it mean?
Kalikasan. Our Mother Nature provides us all with so many wonderful and useful things that we could ever imagine, from beautiful sights to food and shelter, and these are all vital for living. Thus, I would like to encourage everyone to take care of our natural resources for the sake of our children and for our future. We must do more to combat all aggravating factors that threaten our Mother Nature. After all, our planet can live even without us human. But we cannot live without our planet. Sakto. Ay, by the way, ang ganda po ng bamboo tumbler. Yes. Gift ko po sa mami ko yung bamboo tumbler bago ako pumunta dito. And birthday niya kahapon. Yes. And she loves the environment like me. That's why I'm wearing green, because it's color of life, it's color of freshness and beauty.
Next question. What is that one learning experience that you had as a child that made so much impact on you?
One learning experience when I was a child. One learning experience ko, yung nag-join talaga ako ng first pageant. Hindi ko po talaga siya sinasabi kasi it was devastated po ang family ko. Hindi ko siya tinake it seriously. Wala rin akong proper training. Kaya sabi ko sa sarili ko, ay babawi ako. Noong JS Prom ko sabi ko, Mommy, I will make you proud. Noong JS Prom, nag-training na ako, hinanda ko yung dress ko, and then nanalo ko. I was a dream girl way back then, yung third year high school ko. Yeah. Sorry. Sakto. Sumasakto na.
What about this pandemic? What is the most important lesson that you learned?
I learned in this pandemic, ang pinaka-importante lang sa lahat is life. Ang pinaka-importante yung love ones mo and yung love and family. Yun yung importante. And sa advocacy ko rin, we should think like a dog. Kasi ang thinking ng dog, simple lang. Makakain siya, makatulog siya, at may family na may nagmamahal sa kanya, masaya na siya. And that's what I like. I am simple girl na galing sa probinsya. Ngayon nandito na ako. At gusto ko sabihin sa mga... Sorry. Oo, later na lang po sa next. If ever na may question po.
If you win, how do you plan to help your community?
If I win Miss Universe Philippines, I'm planning to promote my, plano ko po tulungan ng mga inspiring girls din na hindi ganun kagaling mag-English, pero gusto nilang sumali ng mga national pageant kasi ako yung true representation na kahit ako, nagtatagalog ako, basta ikaw ay may puso na sumagot, kaya mo makipagsabayan sa lahat ng magagaling na ladies, ay kaya mo rin. Kaya to all the women out there who are not good in speaking English, come on, join me and let's make a change. Thank you.
Ito medyo nasagot mo na kanina.
Opo.
Symbolizes the phenomenal woman.
I think the color that symbolizes the phenomenal woman is what I am wearing, color green, because color green symbolizes life, which is like coconut. From Quezon Province, ang coconut po ay parang tree of life, and I am proud of it. And yun po yung nagsisimbolize ng color ko, color green. Like the environment, I love the environment, I love the nature. That's why they love me back as well.
So ngayon, lagi mo narinig yung work from home, di ba?
Yes.
Work from home. So what do you think are mga kailangang skills, no? Kailangan i-develop na skills that work from home is now part of the new norm?
I think isa talaga sa kailangan i-develop na skills ay kung paano mag-login sa Zoom, kung paano gumamit ng mga gadgets. Kasi po yun po yung pinakauna mong kailangan gawin is to learn how to use the simple gadgets like cellphone, laptop, and sana dapat mabilis ang wifi para po hindi mapuputol ang mga work. Kasi yun yung naniniwala ko na kailangan po natin. And that is essential right now, to learn how to use the devices.
Kung merong isang lugar sa Quezon Province,
Opo.
whether man-made or natural, na gusto mong i-promote sa mundo, what would it be?
Ako po kasi taga-Lukban, Quezon ako. Kaya po kung ako magpo-promote, ipopromote ko ang Kamay ni Jesus. Kasi ito yung healing church namin. At ako ay proud dito kasi maraming mga turista talaga ang pumupunta dito every Holy Week para magdasal, para magpagaling, at para mag-reflect kung ano ba ang kailangan nilang gawin para ma-improve nila ang sarili nila. And yun po yung one thing na gusto kong i-promote sa lahat. Pumunta kayo sa Quezon, kumain kayo ng pansit habab and longganisan Lukban. That's all. Thank you.
Kinutom mo kami.
Yes, nakakagutom na po. Pero kaya pa naman. Yes, kayang-kaya.
Usong-usong ngayon yung hashtag Love Local.
Yes.
Ikaw, tatanungin kita, anong local product ang gusto mong promote?
Hashtag Love Local. Siyempre po yung keeping. Kasi po, I'm from Quezon Province. Bahiyas Festival po yung aming sineselebrate every May 15. Kaya gusto ko pa po mas makilala pa internationally ang keeping. Ito po ay rice-shaved na leaf na ginagawa rin siyang chandelier. At pwede rin siyang kainin kapag gutom ka na. Sasawsaw mo lang siya sa sugar. Yun, masarap po siya. Oo. Pero meron na ngayon iba't ibang klase ng keeping. Kasi nag-innovate na kami, meron na rin siyang abaka, meron na rin plastic, para po may export siya sa internationally.
Sure. Last question na lang is, what is that one thing na tingin mo young people should focus on?
I believe that yung kailangan mag-focus is yung pag-aaral. Kasi education is the passport to success. Naniniwala ako dito. Kung may proper education ka, magagawa mo lahat. Kasi ngayon po, ang mga kabataan ngayon napapariwara na. Kaya gusto ko rin po i-encourage sila na mahalin ang sarili nila. And wag lang sila mag-focus sa mga gadgets. Mag-focus sila sa pagko-communicate sa kanilang family members, sa kanilang mga friends. Kung nade-depress man sila, dapat meron silang friend or family na nagsusupport sa kanila. So that, yun. Thank you. Thank you so much. I enjoyed my interview today. Opo. Marami pa po akong gusto sabihin. Thank you. Kain na po kayo.
Okay, hello, Miss Rizal. How are you feeling?
Hello! I'm actually very anxious before I went here because I woke up very early and then a lot of things didn't fall into place. So when I went down, akala ko ako na! Tapos panic na ako, but right now, since we're still waiting, and then I got to talk to like my family members, my friends, I'm more calm now. Magandang hapon po! Kamusta po kayo? I will feed you with energy. Will that be okay, Char?
So 30 seconds lang.
Alright, okay.
Per, 30 seconds per question.
Alright.
Tell us something about this.
Well, hi, I'm Erica Evangelista. I'm 25. I'm representing the province of Rizal. And besides representing Miss Universe Philippines, I actually also designed my dress, which was made for Gazini Ganados for Miss Universe Philippines Atlanta 2019. And now I'm wearing it today as my closed-door interview. Luwa talaga ako.
So since Tagalog ka naman, what is one beautiful word in Tagalog and what does it mean?
One beautiful word in Tagalog. I think pagmamahal. I think because, love is just like a short term. But when you say pagmamahal, it's like super long and it has that big meaning. It's not just, love. Meron siyang emphasis on the word, so you really do feel the love. And that's my favorite word in Tagalog.
What is that one learning experience of you as a child that had so much impact on you?
I think one of the biggest learning experiences as a child was actually not having to pursue my dream at 16, because I always wanted to become a fashion designer, but because we had a very practical family, I really had a hard time pursuing them for me to take fashion design. So to have a financially stable future, they asked me to actually study marketing instead. And I'm very happy na I'm standing here right now fulfilling my dreams and also, actually having fulfilled my other dream.
Right.
Okay. Sumakto, di ba? Gumagaling na ako mag 30 seconds. Yung daldal ko pa naman, alam yan ni Mama J.
What about this pandemic? What is the most important lesson that you've learned?
I think the most important lesson that I've learned during this pandemic is compassion. You don't know what people are going through. Sometimes people have lost their jobs, their livelihood, a loved one. So you always have to be kind. You always have to be compassionate.
If you win the pageant, what do you plan to do to help your community?
I think, during this pandemic, most especially, it's very important that we uplift people who have broken dreams, because a lot of people don't want to dream right now. And I want to encourage people that even in the darkest times, there is still hope that you can still fulfill their dreams. And that's what I plan to do as Miss Universe Philippines 2020.
What do you think is the color that symbolizes phenomenal woman?
I think it's color yellow, because a phenomenal woman should be bright, should be the light, should be happy, and should be like sunshine.
Working from home is part of the new norm now. So what do you think are the skills needed in this so-called new workplace of the future?
I think the skills that you really need is I think you really need to be dedicated, because if you aren't, when you work at home, you will leave a lot of things behind. And since I've actually been working at home ever since, it's good that I'm prepared for this situation, but it's also difficult because you have so many time in your hands. So you have to be very dedicated. You have to be a planner, and you have to see all aspects that you need to see.
If there is one place or spot in Rizal that you would like to promote in the world, whether it's natural or man-made, what would it be?
I think it's the museums in Angono. I've actually have a community there now. My national costume is painted there also, so I'm very excited to show it to you guys. And it's beautiful because all of these artists are very, helping each other, and they always, create art that has meaning. It's about the community. It's about our Filipino nation, and it's something that is needed right now because it's forgotten.
Currently there's a campaign to hashtag Love Local.
Mm-hmm.
So what local products do you want to support?
Okay, in Rizal, all right. Specifically, I actually really want to support paintings because a lot of people don't really buy paintings anymore. And I think it's a good investment because, paintings can go as high and low, most especially when your artists get known. And it's also a part of, a story of an artist. And I think it's good to invest in those local things.
And last question for you is, what's one thing you think young people should focus on?
I think one thing that young people should focus on is having or believing in themselves, having that confidence to set their heart on something and definitely pursue it. And I want that to be my message as Miss Universe 2020, hopefully this year. Thank you. Thank you. I had so much fun. Kinakabahan ako na onte, but
A ray of sunshine.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
The energy. Thank you for your
Oh, thank you so much po. Thank you. Maraming salamat. I think I want to inspire anybody who wants to be a beauty queen because you know a lot of people are scared with Q&A and they think that it's very difficult, but when you try to share your story and you just try to tell it the way that you would really tell it to your friends, I think you would really be successful in doing good in the Q&A.
Oh my gosh. Good afternoon.
Maayong hapon.
Maayong adlaw.
Maayong
Yes.
adlaw. You have 30 to tell us something more about it.
Good day, everyone. My name is Maria Fe Marano Taharan. I'm 24 years old. I'm representing the province of Romblon, which is the marble capital of the Philippines. That is why my national costume is also inspired by marble. And also, Romblon is first, the source of income is agriculture. And so my final gown is palay, inspired by palay.
What is one beautiful word in your language and what does it mean?
Maramong salamat. That's for me is very beautiful. Saying thank you every time you receive or you give, it's very beautiful for me. It means you're a grateful person, and it's very important to be always grateful.
What is that one learning experience that you had as a child that made so much impact on you?
The life experience that really made an impact for me is when my father died. We were all girls. I'm the youngest. We were called like a princess because my dad is like our knight in shining armor. When he died, everything changes. My mom has to work hard. I have to do something to help them just to survive. And my mom is very kind and very strong and at the same time very hardworking. She never asked us to stop studying. She said, kaya natin to. Oh my gosh, naiiyak ako. She said, kaya natin to. Ilalaban. Sorry.
Okay. So during this pandemic, what's the most important lesson that you learned?
The most important lesson that I've learned is be grateful. Even the simplest thing, even the smallest one. You have to be grateful because in these dark times, everyone is suffering, so full of suffering. Many families lost their loved ones, and you have to see the brighter side. Just be grateful about everything that you're waking up early in the morning. You have food on the table. Just be grateful.
Romblon, if you win, what do you plan to do to help your community?
If I were to become Miss Universe Philippines, it will be an honor. And for me, it's like fulfilling a mission. I will use my voice to be a greater service for others. And I love giving back to my community. During this quarantine, I actually made a fundraising. I sold my clothes so that I can donate for the less fortunate families in our community. For me, it feels fulfilling to give back.
What do you think is the color that represents a phenomenal woman?
The color that represents for me a phenomenal woman is red because it's bold, it's fierce, it's strong.
Okay, so work from home is, you hear it a lot nowadays, and a lot of people are also doing that. So what do you think are the skills, or what is a skill needed for this so-called workplace of the future?
I think we need to adapt because we have to adjust. The virus won't adjust for us, so we have to be open for the possibilities that this might continue and be hopeful that hopefully this will end soon.
Okay, if there is one spot or place in Romblon, whether it's man-made or natural, that you'd like to promote in the world, what would it be?
With no doubt, I will promote Bonbon Beach. It's the sandbar. It's actually shown in my tourism video. It's so beautiful. I feel like if I will be there for even just for a minute, I will forget all the sadness and heartaches in life. It's like a sweet escape. It's just a beautiful place. And I wish you can all visit.
May space pa. Pwede pa tayo pumunta. Anyway. You know, there's a very popular movement now. It's called #LoveLocal. So I want to ask you, what local products do you want to support or push?
Of course, I would like to push our marble because Romblon is the capital of Romblon is the capital marble of the Philippines, and I feel like I saw some marble in other cities and they're selling it to very expensive. And I feel like it's a disadvantage for Rombloman who really puts an effort and skills and they're just buying it for cheap prices. So I wanted to promote it to the Philippines and to the world that they should put value in it and see the worth and the beauty of.
Okay. Well, last question for you is, what's one thing you think young people should focus on?
Now that we're facing pandemic, I think the one thing that the young generation should focus on is being hopeful that there will always be a rainbow after the rain, that they should always believe in God, that everything's happened for a reason, that this pandemic, it may be painful, but it teaches us a lesson. Sometimes we need a painful situation just to change our ways.
Nice way to close the
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm very thankful for all of you sa mga kababayan ko because they've been my supporters since day one and just met. Of course, I'm very busy, so sorry kung di ako naka-reply, but I read all the messages and if I have time, of course, mag-reply ako. And I'm super thankful, happy, grateful. I'm super grateful. Kung wala, kung hindi dahil sa inyo guys, I won't be motivated and inspired to win. And I will win this. Promise.
So you have 30 seconds lang for question.
Okay.
Okay ka naman? Hindi kayo hinihingal?
Yes.
Hindi kayo hinihingal doon?
Hinihingal po ako pag akyat.
Okay ka na?
Yes.
Sure. Tell us something more about yourself.
Hi, I'm Carissa Kiza. I'm 20 years old and I'm representing the province of Surigao del Norte. I'm currently a third-year college student and I'm taking up secondary education major in English.
What is one beautiful word in your local language and what does it mean?
I think the most beautiful language in my province is Marajao. So it means you're good, you're great, and that's one qualities that I would like to possess in competing in Miss Universe Philippines, that I am Marajao and every Surigaonon is Marajao. Yes.
Next question. What is that one learning experience that you had as a child that made so much impact on you?
I think it is the experience that when my parents get separated, so coming from a broken home was never easy, and that those life experiences taught me a lot, and it became part of who I am today.
What about during this pandemic? What's the most important lesson that you learned?
I've learned that we have to value every little things, and I realized that every little thing counts and matters, that during this time of pandemic, we have to give value, appreciate everything that we have in our lives unless it's gone. So this pandemic taught me a lot. It even helps me to discover my strengths and my weaknesses, and that I finally find my purpose, which is to be greater than any challenges.
If you win, how do you plan to help your community?
So if ever I win in this Miss Universe Philippines, I want to amplify the voice of the indigenous community, which is mainly my purpose in joining Miss Universe, and that I want to show to the universe what Surigaonon has to offer, and that we have a very rich biodiversity, culture, and traditions in my province.
What do you think is the color that symbolizes phenomenal woman?
I think the color that symbolizes phenomenal woman is gold. A phenomenal woman, someone who shine bright, splendid and sparkling. That everyone can be phenomenal in her own little way, and that every little thing, our purpose, our individual platforms, and that we are really driven by this purpose, that amid the pandemic that we are now facing, we are conquering the universe, and we have a story to tell, that we are really braver and we are greater.
Okay, from home is now part of the new norm.
Yes.
So what do you think are some of a skill that is really needed in this so-called workplace of the future? What skill yung kailangan na i-develop
I think we have to develop creativity within us. So even if we are working from home and we are being quarantined at our home, we can do something out of creativity. We can either think of new ideas to discover something that might actually help us to have a better lives and to help us to arise from this pandemic.
If there's one spot or place in Surigao del Norte,
Yes.
whether man-made or natural, that you want to promote to the world, what would it be?
Probably I want to promote Siargao Island. So it is known to be the surfing capital of the Philippines, and it is my pride and honor to tell everyone that our province is very rich in biodiversity. You can actually found both fauna and flora that we are having in our province, and that people don't know it, that we have a very most skillful people in my province.
There's a campaign now that's called hashtag Love Local, right? So when it comes to products, what products do you want to have promoted?
There are actually a lot of products in my province, but yeah, I'm wearing this kind of fabrics that I want to promote in the whole wide world, that this is actually made by skillful people in Surigao, the Surigaonon, and then when we hear about supporting locals, it doesn't only mean that we boost the economy, but we are also promoting the beauty of diversity and the culture in my province, and that's one thing that I would like to advocate, support local.
Well, last question is, what's one thing you think young people like you should focus on?
I think people like me, that young girls anywhere, should embrace who they really are, because it is mainly one way on overcoming your fears and overcoming challenges. And I believe if you are being true to yourself, it reflects your own personality. It exudes strong personality, which is one thing that can never be taken from you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
To all Surigaonans out there, I know words are not enough to thank all of you, but thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and I want you to know that I know that I'm not alone, because I have all of you, and yeah, let's do this, and I want you all to know that this fight is for you, and I dedicate all these performance for you.
So I'm just really excited. I have nervousness. I actually have stage fright, but I can feel it calming down because I'm more sure of who I am. So when I'm going to be there, I'm just excited to showcase all of the work that I've been doing. I know you're hungry.
Very nice dress.
Thank you very much. It's Mark Baumgartner. Yes. I'm very happy because this is the first time I get to wear Mark, so I'm very blessed.
Okay, since you are magaltal.
Yes.
You have 30 seconds to
Yes.
answer your questions, and someone will shout.
Okay. Grabe. Okay.
Okay. Tell us something more about yourself.
Okay, since it's the last part, I'm gonna make something fun. I don't know if all of you know, but I really wish to have a tree house. I want to build my own little tree house dito sa Siargao. That is one of my biggest dreams talaga. But not just any tree house, it's a tiny tree house. So that is something that's really dear to me, and I want to have a sustainable place where I can just grow my vegetables, get my water. That's really what I would like. Thank you!
What is one beautiful word in your language, and what does it mean? So, Tagalog, basically, for you?
Meron ang dami ng word ng gusto ko sa Tagalog, but I think the best word that I can describe is mabuhay. Because it's so unique. It's the only thing that once you announce yourself, that's the first thing that you say. You say mabuhay, and everybody knows naman that you're from the Philippines. So that's the word I choose.
So what is that one learning experience that you had as a child that made so much impact on you?
I have many actually, but the one that I would love to go back to is my childhood. And my childhood, because I had such an amazing time with my mom and dad. They come from different cultures, but I had to embrace both of them. My Filipino side, my French side, and at the same time, I grew up sa Macau. So meron ako ng Chinese also. So I learned Chinese, and at the same time, after Chinese, I also went to a Portuguese school. So it was a lot to embrace, but I really learned so much. And what I learned is that we all have different traditions, cultures. Thank you. Sorry. There are many lessons I've learned during this pandemic. I feel like I become a woman during this pandemic. I became 26 years old. I faced a lot of challenges. I went from having no team to being my own style team to being my own financial supporter to being my #1 rooter. And that is one of the biggest lessons that I can say is that I'm so proud to be in Miss Universe Philippines. Even with the pandemic, I feel that I'm accomplishing one of my biggest dreams. And it's a very big challenge, but I can say that I'm confident in who I am and who I'm becoming, and I'm so happy. Thank you, Direk. Sorry.
If you win the title, how do you plan to further help your community?
Well, if I do get the chance to be Miss Universe Philippines, the thing that I would say the most is how about mental health? It's something really dear to me because I've experienced depression. I've been through a lot of abuse in my life. And I don't want anyone to have a stigma behind it. I want people to understand and be more open-minded to open communication in your family, especially here sa Pinas. I feel like a lot of us have this crab mentality. A lot of us have a lot of things that we don't want to share to the world. And that's something that I know it's my advantage because I firsthand was there and know. Thank you.
What color do you think symbolizes the thought of phenomenal woman?
I would say morena skin, and that's something that I really embrace. A lot of the people here in the Philippines, unfortunately, we have been brainwashed for maybe just embracing white people's skin, but that's not actually our colors because we are different types of Filipino. All of us have different colors and we should embrace all of them. But for me, I'm a morena, so I will embrace morena. That's what I would choose. Thank you.
We've been hearing a lot of work from home is now part of the Niña.
Yes.
So what do you think is a skill needed to for this new type of for this new workspace or new workplace of the future?
There's a lot of things that we need. For sure, of course, we need to put our health in first hand. Like I said, I think mental health is very important, but I would also go with things that are simple, like bakery or food. That's essential for this time. I think that's the things that are keeping us going, you know? We have to support our local brands. We have to support all of our friends. Even the fashion industry is getting a big hit. So if we can do anything from Zoom online, anything that is communicating still, I know it's very difficult, but it's something that we will need and we can do. Thank you.
If there's one place or spot in Taguig,
Yes.
whether it's man-made or natural, that you want to promote to the world, what would
Yes.
it be?
Well, I live next to, I'm very fortunate to be near 4th Strip. So I really, really like this place because it has a bunch of everything. We are known to be an entertainment zone, but at the same time, we have our sustainability. So thankful for all of the people that have their own backyard, but their own balcony. They can grow also their veggies and fruits. But the place that I would say for me, it would be 4th Strip, one of my favorite coffee places, and it has Because Coffee. Yeah.
Okay, there's a campaign now that's #Love Local.
Yes.
What local product would you want to promote?
Well, yesterday when I had my rehearsals, I was wearing Bench, and they have local made products now. So I'm really, really proud of that. So I would promote Bench because it's very affordable, it's very Filipino. All of the things that are made there are authentic, and I like to wear something that is representing of us. Thank you.
Last question for you is, what's one thing you think young people should focus on?
Okay, there are many things that young people should focus on, but one of the biggest things that they should focus on is how to be confident in yourself. What does that mean exactly? You have to ask the most difficult questions. What do you want to do with your life? What is your biggest purpose? What is something that will make you happy? Because a lot of young people have the opportunity to learn so much. We have the internet, and that's so a gift in itself. You can learn so many things. Ako naman, I learned my makeup in my internet, so that is one of the biggest advantages. But we need to learn how to use our things properly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know that you're all tired, but just one more lang, and then we're good. Salamat. To all of my supporters, all of the Lemonades, every single person that is actually supporting the Miss Universe Philippines, I want to thank you so much. I know that this is not the pageant that you all expected due to the pandemic, but we are doing so much hard work and we are trying to keep up the energy. It is sleepless nights. A lot of work has been gone through these 9 months, and I really want to say thank you so much for still being here, still supporting us, ladies. And from the bottom of my heart, my Lemonades, I love you so much. Thank you to my family, to my boyfriend, to be my #1 supporter, and I love you.
I know you're all tired. I'm sorry.
Bakit letter Z ka kasi?
No! Don't worry, I am the last one.
Joke lang. You can speak in Bisaya if you want.
Okay.
Yung subtitle naman, although hindi kami nag-Bisaya dito. Yeah, that's 30 seconds lang per question. Tell us something about yourself.
I was born and raised in Gumpingan, Dumiag, Zamboanga del Sur. I am a licensed criminologist and 25 years old, but not yet working.
Criminology?
Yes, po.
What is one beautiful word in your local language and what does it mean?
Matinabangon. It means be kind, helpful, and willing to take a rest for the people of Zamboanga del Sur.
So what is that one learning experience that you had as a child that made so much impact on you?
I experienced problemless. It means that in my childhood, I didn't meet problems, and I am so happy. I am just very fun. But then, as I grow up, I realized that we take different challenges, different difficulties in life just to be able to reach your life goals.
What about during this pandemic? What's the most important lesson that you learned?
Having a strong faith with our Creator, because in everything we do, we still go back to Him, whatever circumstances. Just like this pandemic, we cannot help ourselves, but having a good and strong faith with Him, because we know that He is the only way that can make impossible things to possible. I'm sorry.
If you win the crown, how do you plan to help your community?
If given a chance to win this crown, I know there's a lot of people don't believe me, but I believe myself. So having that crown, I can be able to help a lot. I have the opportunity, I have the power because I have connection. So by that, I can help so many people, especially in our area. Honestly, we are not, we're still experiencing hunger and in many areas. So, sorry.
You can speak Bisaya.
Sige.
What color do you think symbolizes the phenomenal woman?
Color, light color, like yellow. That's one of my favorite kasi when makita nato nga light kay siya, like makita nimo nga wala to siya sun nga nag-reflect, makahatag siya iwag sa tanan labi na atong na ngit-ngitan or nakabati og darkness inside.
Work from home now, no, is one of the things that's happening in the new norm. You work from home. So, what do you think yung skill na kailangan para sa idea of a work from home? Ano yung skill na kailangan para sa sinasabing workplace of the future?
For me, through social media, I think isa na siya sa pinaka kailangan i-work because tanan nato karon nag-work ta through social media, and I think internet is pinaka-important para sa ato ang tanan kay makakonect man ta through the universe through that, and I think kana mo pinaka-importante. Sorry.
Yes. Ito, gusto ko rin, yung tanong ko na parang, if merong one place sa Zamboanga del Sur whether man-made or natural, na gusto mong i-promote sa mundo? Ano ito?
Akong i-promote ang ako ang town, which is Dumingag. We won One World Award Organic, the whole country. Ako ano siyang ipadayon og promote kay chance kay nga na ako dinhi og padayon din na ako siyang portaan kay sila pud nagasuporta na ako dinhi karon. Og nabati na ako nga isa sila sa kusog nga magpabilin sa amo nga ang organic og natural source ipabilin nga dili siya mawala kay nature is very important to us human. Thank you.
My question is, ngayon usong-uso yung hashtag Love Local.
Yes.
So gusto ko malaman ikaw, anong local na produkto ang gusto mong suportahan?
With the connection of his answer,
Sa kanila
oo.
ako naman produkto.
Or,
Anong gusto mong produkto?
organic wine. We have organic wine, like wala talaga siyang mix, kundi organic lang, tapos pinipreserve. And healthy siya para inumin kahit bata, matanda, or any age. So, kung ma-introduce ko siya through local, national, or even international, mas masaya, mas happy ako na galing sa town ko.
Ano tawag doon sa organic wine?
We have strawberry wine, we have Luya. We make it wine, and I have there, and I'm going to give it to for those who want.
Huli na to. Ito na yung huling question para sa ating girl. Ano sa tingin mo ang, para sa mga kabataan, kagaya mo, saan mo tingin sila dapat nagpo-focus? Saan sila dapat nakafocus? Kabataan.
Feeling ko, I believe they should focus their dream. Because just like me, I focus my dream. That's why I am here. I believe and I know that this dream will give me a right path. And I believe on that dream. Thank you so much.
This has been a fruitful and enriching segment of the competition, learning the best bits of every Miss Universe Philippines candidates, sharing with us their most significant pageant core skills. We now have a very good idea who among the 45 phenomenal women have a greater chance of becoming the first ever Miss Universe Philippines. The game has finally changed. The ones who stood out and shined the brightest now has a greater advantage over the competition. This is Brian Gocheco, and this has been the preliminaries Q&A of the Miss Universe Philippines 2020.